Gender equality is when every individual gets equal opportunities and rights in every aspect of your life. Everyone deserves a site in the society with an equal status, but like all can see a lot of discrimination in every field of our lives.
This topic is of great importance since gender equality comes from violence against women and girls. It is essential for economic prosperity. Science and the societies that value women and men as equal are safer and healthier for everyone.
Gender equality in science is a very important topic nowadays, since there are many problems between women and men, and that is why there have been different types of protests and demonstrations. The most common problems are that less than 30% of the world's researchers and scientists are women. In scientific fields, they get lower pay and don't have the same progress that men do in their careers because, sadly, since they were little, they have problems with the education system for their culture.
They unconsciously give us an opinion of what they know and have lived, in four stages that a woman needs to become a great scientist. Otra vez. Una, dos, tres. They unconsciously give us an opinion of what they know and have lived, in four stages that a woman needs to become a great scientist.
We have decided to contact certain people to tell you what they think and what they have seen, especially gender equality in this area. So we will show what they told you.
To talk about this topic and her experience, we interview Dr. Emily Grossman. Good afternoon, Dr. Grossman. So let's talk about this important topic that it's very relevant nowadays. In this wonderful world of science, there is a lot of competition, isn't it? So our first question for you is, what is the difference between boys and girls when it comes to the science?
Well, far fewer girls are studying science still. And I believe one of the main reasons is that girls suffer from what's called imposter syndrome, which starts at a really young age where girls underestimate their abilities. They think if they did well, it was just because it was an easy exam or they had help. So they're really suffering from confidence, and that's in an environment where maths and sciences have traditionally always been seen as subjects more for boys. And yes, that was a long time ago, but we're still suffering from that. 150 years ago, women were being told that their skulls were too small to house a powerful brain, that their brain was too soft for rigorous study.
Sorry for the interruption, but what is your message for the girls that want to work in the science fields?
Keep studying it, to know that it's for you, it's for everybody. Science and maths is for everybody, not just for boys.
Well, thank you for your opinion, which gave us a more direct perspective on the subject. Thank you very much.
Hi, good afternoon, Ms. Mariel. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And how are you?
Fine, thank you. We're gonna start with some questions. The first, being part of a group like TechGear, where the majority of the members are men, what do you feel in this environment and what treatment do you receive?
Well, actually, I feel pretty good. I think it's a cool environment where I can develop my skills. And our team has also been recognized for being a team that foments the inclusion on their students and their members. So there is no such a difference between women or men, or men have more possibilities than women. No, there's not that kind of things. And I think it's a really good team TechGear. We try to have a lot of inclusion, and yes, I like a lot the team. it's like a family for me.
Okay, that's very good. And the second question, being a woman has been an obstacle to achieving your awards or your prizes?
I don't think it has been an obstacle, but I am sure that it hasn't been an easy way to get those achievements. I think that women and men have the same difficulty or to achieve this kind of recognizes has its difficulty for every person. But I am pretty proud of myself because I one of my biggest objectives is to show people that women are very powerful in this area of science and robotics and technology. So it hasn't been difficult, but I think it's difficult for everyone. And yes, my objective is to empower women in science and technology.
Yes, one thing that we need in this world. Okay, we finished. Thank you and nice to talk with you again.
Thank you.
Bye.
How are you? Today we are going to make an interview about your job. And the first question is, how many scientific publications made by women do you use in your science work? Hi, Alejandro. For my scientific work, I use around 2 or 3 investigations of women, depending on how good they are, because I do not care if it is a woman or man. Science, we are very good. And both men and women to do you both. Okay. Do you think that publishing a publication made by a woman is easy as that made by a man? Will to make a publication of a woman, I think that this show would be so easy would be shown because sometimes women are better than men, and this should not be that discrimination to work. Then science, we are the same and we should have same privileges. Thank you, Alejandro, for using part of your time for this interview. How we can see and hear. Alex tries to encourage the use of more articles made by women in his documents because he knows that women can be discriminated against. And that one of the main reasons is because men fear to be surprised by women, which leads him to put as many obstacles as possible. That is why Alex seeks reference to his work with articles by women to help them gain more recognition.
Hello, we are now with Jesus Eduardo Cacique, and we will ask you 2 questions. The first question is, how many women scientists do you know?
I think that I can remember like 4 or 3, like Marie Curie, Rosalind Franklin, Ada Lovelace, and Lee Maynard.
The second question is, do you think that if in the future, with gender equality already applied, women scientists obtain more awards and are more recognized than men?
Well, I think that is something that is already happening around the world. It is something that is already being seen. More and more women are being recognized for their achievements in the science, and in the future I think that women and men will probably have the same representation in the development of science.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. You.
As our friend Eduardo just mentioned, when most people think about women scientists, They think of fewer than 5 names, but today with gender equality more present than ever, more and more women are beginning to be known and the important contributions like Dr. Megan Wheeler, Jocelyn Bell, and many more. That proves the great increased female potential in this area.
In conclusion, we found that this situation is a very complex one because every day in the world there are thousands of injustices and discrimination against women in various areas, which, with the ignorance of people on the subject, makes it more difficult to generate a change.
The basis for all change is made from the ideology of each individual. Being able to change the ideology and thoughts of a person from a young age is easier. But changing the ideology of an older person is almost impossible.
That is why it is very important to involve the younger generations in the issue and teach them that all people are worth the same in very respect of life, which will help them to be empathic and avoid any type of aggression to any gender. This is why it is not only necessary to change the ideology of men, it is also necessary to change the mentality of women so that they know that they can achieve everything they set out to do and that they can have a great future like the one the dream of because never they have been blessed to anyone.